Welcome back to Inglés 4.0, the radio show. Let's go! Intermediate. Hello, friends, and welcome back to class 192. Just had a nice little break. I must admit, it's pretty warm in the studio today. I'm hot, so I needed to get out after that beginner class. I needed to get out for a second, for about 3 minutes. That's what I've got. Get some air and, turn on the air conditioning, because in this little studio that I'm in right now, at the moment, I don't have the air conditioning on. See, we have two studios. There's a big one. Sometimes I'm in there, and sometimes I'm in the small one, and I don't like to turn the air conditioning on in here, because when I do, it makes a bit of noise. It makes a bit of noise, and I think maybe you could hear it. So I try to keep it off, and as a result, I get hot. So as soon as we go to the commercial break, I turn the air on, and I try to cool down a little bit. And I get out for a second to stretch my legs, but now I'm back with the phrasal verb to sum up. Resumir, to sum up. So you can resumir, you can sum up a situation. You can sum up the circumstances. Can you sum up the process of learning English in just a few words? Well, hard work and effort, I think. That's the best way to sum up what you have to do to learn English well. To sum it up, yes, you have to work hard. You really do. But now, of course, to resumir, you can sum up numbers, to add them up, adicionar, to sumar, to sum up the numbers. So we could sum up the numbers 3 plus 2 plus 1. Let's see, 3 plus 2, there's 5, plus 1 is 6. So 3, 2, and 1, they sum up to 6. They reach the total of 6. They sum up to 6. So to sum up, in that case, and but sum up a situation as well, you can sum up, can you sum up what he just said? Can you sum up what the politician just said? To sum everything up, right? In brief terms, in short, in summary. So someone often gives a big long speech, and then in the end, here's what I want you to know. At the end, they tell you what they've just told you. They sum it all up. They bring it all together. The conclusion is, so to reach a certain conclusion, to sum everything up. Now, can you sum up your bills in your head? So here I'm talking about the mathematics of adding them up, summing them up. Can you sum up the bills in your head? All your bills, your electricity. Let's see, my rent, my phone bill. I'm making the calculations. I'm adding them up. I'm summing them up. Mm-hmm. Are you good at summing up figures in your head? I think I'm pretty good at that. I think I'm pretty good at summing up figures in my head. Well, there you go. I think I've summed everything. I think I've summed up all the key uses of sum up. So let's move on. And here we have whoever, whatever, however. We're talking about these, using these in the sense of, where in Spanish you say, ¿Quién demonios? The first example, ¿Quién demonios te fijo? Te dijo, excuse me, ¿Quién demonios te dijo que vinieras? Whoever told you to come. Whoever. ¿Quién demonios? Whoever. ¿Qué demonios? Whatever. ¿Cómo demonios? However. ¿Dónde demonios? Dejé mi móvil. ¿Dónde está? Wherever did I leave my mobile phone? Where is it? Wherever did I leave it? Okay? And however is very, very common. This is very common, and it often goes with the verb to manage. However did I manage to do that? However did I manage to forget my phone like that? However did I manage to make such a terrible mistake? However did they manage to finish so quickly? How did they do it? However did he manage to do that? However did he manage to do that? So with manage, we very often use however. Okay. Whatever did he manage to do? Whoever managed to fix it? Whoever fixed this thing? It was broken yesterday. I wonder who fixed it. Whoever fixed it. So we're adding some strength here. We're adding some life. Often we're angry when we use this structure. Whoever did that? Whoever broke that machine? We're adding emotion. Okay, it could be favorable, like whoever fixed this. But usually, I would say this is used in a negative sense. Like in Spanish, you say, demonios, ¿qué demonios dijiste? Whatever did you say? All right. Okay, let's take a break from that and move on and take a look at our word of the day. Word of the day. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our word of the day. Our word of the day is, well, not just a word today, but a structure, a whole little sentence here. This is tomar una copa. To have a drink. And this is something that, here we are in class number 192, and I wanted to mention this before the end of the course because I hear this mistake all the time. It gives me a headache. It makes my head sore when I hear, let's take a drink. If you say, I want to take a drink, well, where are you going to take it? You're going to take it home? To take something somewhere is like to transport it. But to tomar una copa, to have a drink, to have a coffee. Every morning I have a coffee. Yesterday morning I had a coffee. In fact, I think I had 2 coffees yesterday morning. Do you have a coffee every morning? Do you have a snack? Do you have a snack? Yes, Kyle, I have a snack. A mid-morning snack. I didn't even have breakfast today. It's strange. I should have had breakfast, but I didn't. I didn't have breakfast today. I didn't eat until lunchtime, and I know that's bad practice. I should have had breakfast. They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. We typically have big breakfasts in Canada. So to have breakfast, to have lunch, to have dinner, to have a drink, to have a snack, to have a coffee, to have a cup of tea, to have a break, un descanso as well. But yes, with consumption, consuming things, drinks, to have a drink. To have a drink. Okay. All right, no problem. Piece of cake. Do you understand it? You'll never make the mistake again? Good. Okay, good. So let's move on. Here we're talking about all versus whole. So here, there are a lot of cases when we can use one or the other. For example, I ate the whole cake. I ate all the cake. Now, it essentially means the same thing, but grammatically, we have to take a look at this. We ate the whole noun. I ate all the noun. In this case of eat, but I ate all the cake. All the office went to the beach last Friday. The whole office went to the beach. Now I'm talking about the people, not the office itself, but all the people went to the beach on Friday. So all the office went to the beach. The whole office went to the beach. So I'll give you one structure, and I want you to give me the equivalent structure. Okay? I saw the whole series. Some of those TV series, they come out with episodes, capítulos. Remember, episodes. On television and on radio, we have episodes. Chapters are for books, okay? I read chapter 5, and I watched the 3rd episode. But here, I saw the whole series. So you can say, I saw all the series. I saw it all. I read the whole book. I read all the book. I drove all the way. Now you can say, I drove the whole way. Yep. I didn't stop and get a bus. I drove the whole way. We used the whole expense allowance. We used all the expense allowance. She drank the whole bottle. She drank all the bottle. He canceled the whole day. He canceled the whole day. He canceled all the day. All right? Now be careful with whole. In fact, let's take a look at the pronunciation. pronunciation. What? Ah, yes, it's been a while since we've focused on pronunciation. And I want to think about the pronunciation of the word whole, W-H-O-L-E. But it's pronounced the same as whole, as in agujero, whole, whole. So we have almost like the Spanish jota, but very soft, right? The H in English is not the same as the jota, jamon. No. It's not whole, it's whole. So in order to get a sound without engaging the throat, as you do in Spanish, we have to move more air. Whole, whole. So the J is very soft. But it sounds like whole, as in agujero, whole. But there is a silent W. So W-H-O-L-E. Whole, whole, whole. Yes. I read the whole book. I read all the book. Okay? Now, another thing worth mentioning, it deserves being mentioned, is the entire. The whole book. I ate the whole cake. I ate the entire cake. We can substitute whole with entire. But it's a bit more common. It's quite a lot more common, I will say, to use whole than entire. I ate the entire pizza. I ate the entire cake. I ate the whole pizza. I ate the whole cake. It's the same thing. Entire. And you can see it makes sense coming from entero, entire. Entero, it being full or complete, all of it. But yes, so you'll see that word entire. I ate the entire thing. I listened to the entire episode. I listened to the whole episode. It's the same. Okay, but it is more common to use whole, W-H-O-L-E, than entire. All right, let's move on now and take a look at our vocabulary of the day. Vocabulary of the day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the vocabulary of the day. Our 5 words of vocabulary. Exigente, exigente, demanding. This is our first word. And I think it's very important for teachers to be demanding. Exigente, demanding. The second word is bastante. Bastante, bueno. How do you say that in English? Quite. Yes, but also fairly. Fairly. This is another way of saying bastante, fairly. Yes. The teacher was bastante exigente. He was fairly demanding. Combustible. Combustible is fuel. F-U-E-L. Fuel. Fuel. It could be gasoline. It could be diesel. Diesel. Not diesel, but diesel. It could be kerosene, propane, natural gas, fuel. Fuel. Combustible is fuel. Gradualmente. Gradualmente we say gradually. Gradually. If you study every day, gradually, your English will improve. It will improve gradually. Yes. Hecho a mano. Hecho a mano is handmade. Handmade. Yes. I have a few handmade things at home. Handmade. Hecho a mano. Handmade. All right. So we had exigente, demanding. Bastante, fairly. Combustible, ¿cómo era? Fuel. Not fuel, but F-U-E-L. Fuel. Fuel. Gradualmente, gradually. And hecho a mano was handmade. All right. Now, speaking of whole, we talked about whole, W-H-O-L-E, earlier. I want to practice with an expression which is en general, which can be generally speaking, but we have an interesting way of saying this, which is on the whole. En general, on the whole. En general, la ciudad es muy bonita. On the whole, the city is very pretty. On the whole. En general, in general. On the whole. En general, no se portaron demasiado mal. On the whole, they didn't behave too badly. On the whole. On the whole. So, on the whole, it's pronounced almost like on the whole, hole de agujero, but W-H-O-L-E. So not agujero, but whole as in entera, the entire thing. On the whole. All right? On the whole, I think you're right. Do you think I'm right on the whole? Yeah, Kyle, on the whole, I think you're right. Maybe you don't agree with everything I say, but on the whole, hopefully you agree with me. On the whole, I think students listening to this show have learned a lot over the last 9 months or so. Let's see, we started in October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 10 months! Wow. On the whole, I think this show has been fairly successful. We've had our ups and downs, our altibajos, but on the whole, I think people have learned a lot from this show. I think, on the whole, people that listened every day must have learned a tremendous amount of English. If you improve, or if you participated in the classes, if you were always answering out loud, as I told you to for the last 10 months, then on the whole, en general, on the whole, I'm sure that you learned a lot. All right? So yes, that was our last point, on the whole, and en general, an expression for saying en general, on the whole. We don't always have time at the end, but here we have about a minute before we have to go, before we go to our commercial break. So we'll take a look back at our word of the day, which is a little structure, actually, which is tomar una copa, to have a drink, to have a drink, to have a cup of coffee, to have a cup of tea, to have breakfast, and to have lunch. So never tomar as take. No, we never take a coffee. No, we have a coffee. We have a cup of tea. We have a drink. Okay? Well, I'm going to take a break as well. We also say to take a break. I am going to take a break because, well, it's just about time. So I'm going to finish now, and I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to have a cold drink for about 3 minutes. But I'll be back after that with the advanced portion of today's class. I encourage you to keep listening. As always, keep up your exposure to the English language. The more you keep listening, the more you're going to learn and absorb. So we only have a few more classes left, so I will encourage you, as always, to keep listening and keep repeating out loud, working as hard as you can. Make the most of these remaining classes. All right? You can do it. Keep working hard. I'm going to take a break. I'll be back in a few minutes. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.